The date is May 8th, 1955, 10 years since victory in Europe Day. Except in this timeline, there is no victory. Swastika flags hang from the White House. The Statue of Liberty is gone. And across the Atlantic, Hitler's so-called Thousand-Year Reich is thriving. This is the nightmare historians have warned about for decades. What if Nazi Germany had actually won World War II? If you want more dark alternate histories like this, subscribe now, because this story only gets darker from here. History didn't hinge on one moment. It hinged on a few critical decisions. May 1940. Over 300,000 Allied troops are trapped on the beaches of Dunkirk. In our timeline, Hitler orders his tanks to stop. The Allies escape. In this timeline, he doesn't hesitate. German armor rolls straight onto the beaches. The British Expeditionary Force is wiped out. Britain loses its entire professional army in a single blow. Without those soldiers, Britain is no longer a fortress. It's exposed. Next comes the Battle of Britain. The Luftwaffe begins dismantling Britain's defenses, targeting RAF airfields and radar stations. Victory is within reach. Then Hitler loses his temper. He shifts the bombing to London. In our reality, that mistake saves Britain. Here, it never happens. RAF bases are relentlessly destroyed. Air superiority collapses. By October 1940, German troops land on British soil. Britain falls. June 22, 1941. Nazi Germany invades the Soviet Union. In our timeline, Hitler splits his forces, chasing symbolic victories. Here, he listens to his generals. Every division drives toward Moscow. The city falls before winter. Stalin's government implodes. The Soviet Union fractures into chaos. The Eastern Front is over. December 1941. Japan attacks Pearl Harbor. In our world, Hitler declares war on the United States. In this one, he stays silent. America turns inward, focused entirely on the Pacific. Europe is written off as a lost cause. By 1943, Nazi Germany controls territory from the Atlantic to the Urals. Victory doesn't bring peace. It brings implementation. With no opposing armies left, the final solution expands unchecked. Not just Europe, but North Africa and the Middle East. Jews, Romani, disabled people, political dissidents, LGBTQ individuals, Slavs. Entire populations are erased. By 1950, cultures thousands of years old are gone forever. The Reich runs on forced labor. Millions are worked to death in factories, farms, and mines. Life expectancy for slaves barely reaches 30. This isn't a side effect, it's policy. Genocide through labor. Eastern Europe is emptied and rebuilt. German settlers move in. Ukraine feeds the Reich. Caucasus oil powers its industry. Prosperity exists, but only for those at the top. And it's paid for in blood. With Britain conquered, the Atlantic coast becomes an impenetrable wall. Any invasion would make D-Day look impossible. Captured British and Soviet scientists are forced into Nazi research programs. Germany detonates its first atomic bomb in 1946. America follows months later. The world enters a nuclear standoff, not between democracy and communism, but democracy and fascism. Invading Europe is suicide. Using nukes guarantees annihilation. Some argue for coexistence, others see the truth. A fascist empire that powerful will never stop expanding. Every newspaper, every radio broadcast, every classroom. Children grow up worshipping the Führer, taught racial myths as fact. An entire generation knows nothing else. Still, people fight back. Sabotage, assassinations, underground networks. The response is merciless. One German killed means 100 civilians executed. Fear is the system. Racial ideology poisons innovation. Jewish scientists who fueled real-world breakthroughs are dead. Independent thought is forbidden. The Reich can dominate, but it can't truly progress. Hitler doesn't live forever. When he dies, the empire has no real successor. Power struggles erupt. Factions turn on each other. A slave economy stagnates. Expansion stops. Resources dry up. Even loyal citizens begin to doubt when shelves go empty. By the 1970s and 80s, resistance movements grow bolder. The fall of the Reich is slow, brutal, and chaotic, but inevitable. So what if Hitler had won World War II? A world defined by genocide, slavery, and fear. But history offers one final truth. Empires built on lies and violence never last. If this made you think, subscribe for more timelines we narrowly avoided. Because freedom isn't guaranteed. It survives only when people refuse to surrender it. And the real lesson isn't about the past. It's about what happens when good people choose to fight back.